I don't know what you want me to do to be nervous. I'm not frantic like you. Because there's a backdoor deal going down. Peter made the interesting comment, Parvati, I can work with you. We can work together.
I'm not a faithful imitator.
At times you wonder why people still keep coming for Phaedra, knowing that she's one of the smartest, if not the smartest person in the castle. Seeing how she dragged Dan, you'd think people would have learned their lesson, but no, they have to keep coming, they have to keep coming. And well, she's the last traitor standing. It is what it is. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing The Traitors US Season 2, Episode 8. So it's morning and everyone is coming down to breakfast and everybody turns up bar Bergie. So Bergie has been killed off by the traitors. Surprised? No, because they wanted to kill Peter, but Peter was immune because John lit his torch, so which meant that it made sense. I think if they had gone for Trishelle, then it would have been very obvious that it was who the traitors were, because Trishelle was going after Phaedra hard because of she said Dan fed them a bone, and so I feel sorry that Bergie left, but he lasted way longer than he or anyone else thought he would last. So he did well for himself. He did well for himself. He seems to have, to be Teflon, because even on Love Island, he lasted way longer than everyone expected him. No one expected him to make it to the finale, but he did. So I'm actually surprised that, he lasted this long, because he can't keep a secret to save his life. Anyway, you then have Alan come through and tell them that, they'll be going to escape from somewhere, so someone will come and take them, and they're all excited. Phaedra, I think because Dan said she's over exaggerating her reactions, she tried to stay under the radar by focusing on her food and not reacting to anything. I think she's just trying to do anything that will make her sort of stay in the clique. You have Trishelle pull Peter for a chat and says Phaedra's got to tell, oh, I play poker. Phaedra's got to tell, she's got a twitch in her eye. Yes, I've got, and it's like all this time you haven't seen this twitch. Suddenly, now that Dan has fed you something, you've seen the twitch. I can't wait for her to go home. Please, can they vote her out next? If not her, then Peter. Kevin, nah. John, nah. Those two, vote them out. Everybody else will come along, but I need her gone, because it's unacceptable for her to keep coming after Phaedra. Phaedra hasn't said anything about her, so why is she, bringing the suspicion on Phaedra? Phaedra is entertainment, and we need her to stay till the very end. So somehow Trishelle is able to convince the president of the faithfuls that Phaedra is a bigger target than Parvati. Let's go after Phaedra and let's bring Parvati to our side. And it's like, this is a no-win situation. People haven't learned from what happened to Dan. Anyway, you have Peter go and speak to Parvati and suddenly tell her, oh, I believe you, you're not a traitor. I'm convinced, however, that Phaedra is a traitor. And it's like, and she's buying into it. And it's like, haven't you all learned something from Dan? You don't go after the queen unless you have enough ammunition. So you all are trying to take Phaedra out. Phaedra is going to take you all out one by one without suspecting it, because at the end of the day, she took out Bergie. Bergie spoke up for her when Dan was throwing her under the bus, and she took that same bus and ran over Bergie. So for you, Parvati, to believe what Peter's telling you, then you're more naive than I thought you were. You're not actually an excellent game player. And then you have them get on the vans and sort of they're going, to the creepy cottage, and you still have Trishelle talking about Phaedra. Oh, I think we need to take Phaedra out. Phaedra is a bigger threat. We need to take her out now. If we don't take her out now, then we're going to be stuck. And it's like, you are telling everybody this. Someone is going to banish you at the end of the day. Either you or Peter, one of you is going to go home. Continue down this Phaedra road. One of you is going to go home with Parvati, and that's the end of it, because you can't go for the queen unless you have enough ammunition, and Phaedra is not to be tampered with if you are not prepared. And for her to say, I've had notes on her, where have your notes been? Why didn't you back up Dan when you was talking about the notes? Suddenly you have these notes and you've seen her twitch and stuff. Oh, she gets on my nerves. I have to say, I really loved this challenge. I really loved it. I liked the fact that, yes, it was creepy crawlies, but I liked the setup in the sense that they had a cabin and someone was supposed to stay holding the lights in the cabin for the people in the tunnels to see. But then every so often, bugs, roaches, fluid, whatever liquid that was sort of being poured into the cabins and into the sort of tunnels. And there were rats and there was dirty stuff in the tunnels. And so that was really interesting and very adventurous. I think if people want to win a lot of money at the end of the day, they have to save someone like CT, because CT is used to competition, is used to physical challenges, so he will bring the money home. Even puzzles is used to that, so he will bring the money home. And he was actually able to help them pick up the last 5,000, even though you had, MJ, Kate, Phaedra and Sheree, they all ran out, so they lost 4,000. But at the end of the day, I think everybody did very well and they were very good teamwork. And surprisingly, John got through the challenge. And yet on the very first day, they were saying he's breathing, but he's doing very well. Amazing. Alan, I loved his outfit and the fact that he had his hair covered. He didn't want to risk any roaches or any creepy crawlies getting on him. So I liked the challenge. Sadly, Trushell is the one who won the shield because CT gave her the shield. I think CT knows that he is safe, shield or no shield, because Phaedra is always going to keep him safe. So I didn't want Trushell to be safe. I wanted her to go home. So if Trushell doesn't go home, then I want Peter to go home. Peter has to go home. He has to go home. The faithful of the faithful. If not Peter, then send home Sandra. A blind side, send home Sandra. But then Sandra is very close to Phaedra, so she will protect Phaedra, and I don't know who to send home. I don't know. When Alan announced how much they had won, they won 15,000. They took off the 4,000 for the people that escaped, and so they were left with 11,000. And he announced that somebody found the shield, but Trushell and Peter decided not to say who won the shield because I think they're trying to deceive the traitors. That way the traitors don't know who to kill. But I have a feeling the traitors are still going to know who's got the shield at the end of the day. It's interesting. Trushell is her own worst enemy. What I think Trushell should have done is they should have kept going with the Parvati train. And then once Parvati was out, they should have taken out Phaedra. For them to veer off and suddenly say Phaedra, this is why people are not believing her, because Phaedra has cultivated relationships with everybody in the castle, especially Sandra, CT, and Kate. And so the likelihood that Trushell would think that she could take Phaedra out is unlikely. It's very unlikely. And so for her to be gunning for Phaedra, it doesn't make sense because you have Parvati put on this stage performance of Medea. Oh my God, I've never seen any worse acting. I think maybe on Tubi. Because she's performing for John, trying to make him believe that she's a faithful, she's not a traitor. She doesn't understand why people are calling her a traitor. And you can see from John's look that he's got that sarcastic English look that, they look at you and they pretend like they believe you, but they're like, oh, okay, do you? Whatever works for you. And then you have Trushell trying to talk to CT, Sandra, John, and Kevin. And she's, I've got notes on everyone, but I've got a lot of notes on Phaedra. And it's like, why didn't you bring your notes out to us? And are you bringing them to the round table? These notes that suddenly have materialized after Dan has left, but they were not there before Dan left. I think Dan gave her a sign to say, take Phaedra out, because she took him out, and I think he was vengeful, because it doesn't make sense why she suddenly started gunning for Phaedra. I don't believe it and I don't buy it. Yes, I know Phaedra is #1 traitor, but I am going to ride hard for Phaedra till the wheels come off, because Trushell's points don't make sense. And the fact that she started, trying to convince people. I like the fact that Kate is questioning that all this time we've been going hard for Parvati. Suddenly we are at the end. You're changing your mind. Why? No, we're still going to go Parvati, and I hope they do. Well, she warned them and they didn't listen, and here they are, stuck in their fate. Because Phaedra, when Parvati tried to play games, she warned them and said, I've been playing fair with you, and if you choose to throw me under the bus, then know that I am taking you with me. And so they get to the round table, and you have Trishelle talking about, oh, you know, I've got my notes and I've been looking at my notes, and Phaedra is the one, you know, she's a traitor, I've got it in my notes. And they all start piling on. And it's like, have you people not learned anything? Did you not see what she did to Dan? Dan went home thinking he was the expert at playing this game. And so all of you have decided to go down the same route as Dan then, because why would you want to sort of put your destiny in somebody's hands who you know is most likely going to take you out? And so am I surprised that Parvati went home? No, she wasn't a match for Phaedra. People underestimated Phaedra. I know Trishelle was saying Phaedra is the most intelligent person in the castle, but still, if she's the most intelligent person in the castle, then why are you coming after her? Why don't you leave her alone? Why do you continue to have her name in your mouth? Because the more you put her name in your mouth, the more likely you are to go home. And she's going to take you out one at a time. And I don't know. Anyway, so Parvati is banished and she is revealed to be a traitor. Are people surprised? No. But Peter, sadly, because Phaedra was able to turn it on Peter and say, you wanted to work with Parvati and me. Now suddenly you're calling me a traitor, and Parvati is not a traitor. And yet you've been singing Parvati is a traitor since we all know when and what's happened. And this, I think, turned people. And Kate really fought for Phaedra. This is not the first time Kate fought for Phaedra, because she fought for Phaedra again last week when Dan was throwing her under the bus. So I'm not surprised, you know, that she was going to go to war for Phaedra again. So Parvati is banished. Phaedra is then told she can recruit one more person. If that person refuses to be recruited, then she can kill the person. I think she should have recruited Peter, but Peter is a challenge. So I get why she would want to recruit Kate, because Kate has been fighting her battles for her. So for Kate to suddenly throw Phaedra under the bus doesn't make sense. And if she continues to fight for Phaedra, then no one will believe that she's a traitor, because they'll just say, this is the song she's been singing since she came in. Oh my God, I was so excited with the end. I was so excited that Phaedra outlasted the people that thought they were smarter than her, that thought they were game players. It is what it is. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 7. Bye guys.